Welcome back to another episode of Courting Cinderella here on the Field of 68 Media Network. We are talking with David Patrick, my guy DP from Sacramento State. We're breaking down Montana State, the champions of the Big Sky Conference. DP, let me start you with this. What do people need to know about Montana State? What do they need to know about this team when it comes to the NCAA tournament and making a run?
Look, I think first it starts with the leader, Danny Sprinkle. He's a great coach, great X and O's guys, and they've been there before. I think you're playing a team that's been in the NCAA tournament before, and last year, sometimes it's stage fright the first time, second time through, you're a little bit more capable of handling the pressure, and so they got a great coach. And then you talk about their team; they are physical and bigger than people would think. For the coming back down from the high major level and playing a quote unquote mid-major team, they are physical and big and can hurt you inside out. So that's a team that can surprise some teams in this tournament.
Mm-hmm. All right. So who would you call the star? Who's the best player? Who's the guy that people need to know about? If there's someone that can kind of take this team and put them on their back and make a run, who is it?
They got a kid named Battle who's on the wing, transfer from University of Washington, so been at the highest level. But he's a dynamic 6'5" athlete that can play above the rim, can shoot outside from the perimeter, and has a great burst to the rim. So he's somebody I think guys should be focusing on.
So Jabril Bello, I hope I got that name correct. Roll guy, glue guy, but they got a dude named Great Osabor. Did I get that name right?
Yeah, Great Osabor.
Tell me you don't have to
got it
for him.
You got to watch. So Great Osabor, great name and great player. So, but two bookends. You talked about Bello and Osabor, both from Britain, both English, which is rare, right? In college basketball, they got two British players that are really good in the interior. I think Bello's a veteran, a senior who's been in that space before and was Player of the Year last year. And then you have Osabor, who's made a tremendous jump. And then our coaching staff thinks Osabor is better than Bello, and he's a sophomore that can face up and get to the rim, going to his left hand, can score in the block. And they both play with the physicality that big teams play with.
Everyone's looking for that next St. Peter's. Everyone's looking for that next UMBC. Everyone's looking for that next team that can make a run, that next Florida Gulf Coast. What is it about Montana State and maybe the way that they play, maybe their style that you think can help them in March in the setting against teams? Like, look, they're going to be 14, 15, 16 seed. They're going to have to play a top 10, top 15 team. Why can they beat someone like that?
Look, we talked about Osabor, we talked about Bello, we talked about Battle, right? But I think to win in the NCAA tournament, you need a great point guard. And the kid Darius Brown, who transferred in there from Northridge, was Defensive Player of the Year in this league, was second team All League, I believe. He should have been first team. And their point guard's really good. And so I think they got a good balance of inside, outside, and a good quarterback in Brown, that can make a run here in the tournament and surprise some teams, I think, early on.
Hey guys, just a reminder, our sponsor for today's episode is Run Your Pool. They are hosting the Field of 68 Bracket Challenge. This year, they are giving away $1,500 in free prizes. It's all an incentive for you to get on there and find out just how good their platform is. I've been using them for my bracket pools for years. I've used them for Super Bowl squares. I use them for everything that I need to use them for. The biggest survivor pool that I'm in for both NFL and NCAA tournament is by Run Your Pool. So go check them out. The link's below. Tap in.
What is it about Danny Sprinkle and kind of what he does and what he runs that makes them so effective defensively?
Look, they emulate him. Danny's got an edge and a toughness about him. He did as a player. I was fortunate enough to play against him when he was in college. I was at Syracuse. He was at Montana State. They were in the first round of the NCAA tournament many moons ago, but he played with an edge, and he coaches like that. I think his team emulates him. He played at Montana State, and he feels that passion. His team plays that same way. He's done a great job, and I'm hopeful they can shock some teams here in this tournament.
If there's one thing that would concern you with this group in terms of being able to pick off, a higher ranked team, what is it?
Look, I think sometimes you got to make shots in this tournament, and there's streaky teams. Sometimes they make shots, sometimes they don't. And I think to go beat, make an upset, you got to make some perimeter shots on the road. And they haven't done that consistently this year. So that'd be the one area, I'd be concerned about if I'm them. And then they've done a great job getting the foul line in this league, so can they get to the free throw line when they get on that stage next week?
Well, DP, listen, I appreciate you jumping on and doing this. Next year, I'm going to be talking about you, right?
Definitely. Definitely. Just and Danny better be hyping me up the same way I'm hyping him up.
Yeah, there you go. Listen, this has been Courting Cinderella. David Patrick, Sacramento State, breaking down the Montana State Big Sky champions.